Hello, friends. All right, so I'll wait for just a few more minutes. And go ahead and link my shopping link right here in the comments. So this is where all the makeup and the products I'm going to use are going to be found right there. Go ahead and pin it. When you come on, go ahead and say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching this on the replay, go and hashtag replay in the comments. And then as always, if you guys need to be color matched or if you have any questions on makeup, feel free to just comment color match in the comments. And that way I can message you and help you. And if you have done this in the past and didn't see my message, make sure that you go to your requested folder here on Facebook and check that folder, because sometimes that's where the messages go if we're not like friends on Facebook. So make sure to check the requested folder. But hi guys, hello from Kansas, Michigan. Awesome, very cool. So today we're gonna do a fall inspired makeup look. Perfect for Thanksgiving, Halloween, or if you just love fall makeup like I do. I love a good neutral. So we are gonna do that. It's kind of like a darker fall look with the eyes, but I think you guys are really gonna like it. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna first go in with my stick foundation in the shade Lace. I feel like we've gotten a lot of questions about the stick foundation. So the stick foundation is really, really good for mature skin, dry skin. I personally have oily skin and I can still utilize it and I really love it. So it just kind of depends on how you set it as far as what is best for your skin. So like I always say, just message me a selfie facing a window and I can give you a full recommendation on what foundation option would be best for you. But I love this stick foundation because it's hydrating, it is full coverage, and I love it too because it's so fast and easy. So I'm going to take this and apply it all over. I mostly will make sure to apply it on my cheeks and my forehead the most. You can take it all the way up under the eyes, but I find that applying it with the blending bud and kind of just smoothing this out all over is the best way to apply it for the most smoothness. The most smooth looking coverage. So like I said, this is going to be really hydrating, like I said before. Also, this is really good for mature skin and fine lines and wrinkles because it's more of a cream base. I feel like a lot of people either love cream or they love liquid. So if you are a cream lover as far as your foundation goes, this will be perfect. So I'm just going to take whatever's left over on my little blending bud here and just kind of bring it up and under my under eyes, but I'm gonna save that area for the concealer. Hello guys, are the skincare products on sale? No, the skincare is not actually included in the sale. It's like it never goes on sale, and that's because it's so good. It never needs to go on sale, honestly. So what is on sale this month is our Kudos. So if you're new here, the Kudos is basically like our monthly deal. Every month it's something different. This month it's really, really great because it's basically the whole website minus skincare, minus the new products like the concealer. I swear you're the best. Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you. Oh no, I'm blurry. Here, hold on. All right, give it just a second, and I just undid from my Wi-Fi to see if that makes it any better, but also make sure to check your connection as well. Okay, so I'm going to take my stick foundation as you see, and I'm just going to apply this all over, and I love applying with the blending buds. So you get a large and a small when you purchase them, and I love that they're only $17 and they last up to like almost 2 years. But I love using these because it gives you really, really great smooth coverage. And it's perfect for all foundation types, whether you're using the liquid or the stick like I am. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with just a little bit more and use this just on like my trouble spots, which are like my little cheek areas. And it's just going to bump up the coverage. But I love that you can use this for enhancing, like giving yourself more coverage without feeling heavy or cakey or looking like you're wearing a ton of product on your skin. And like I had mentioned, this is going to be a cream base, so it's not going to accentuate your fine lines and wrinkles like a liquid would. So as far as creasing goes, for me especially, I really swear on using some kind of like a loose setting powder or pressed powder to make sure to set it really well. So that is going to be really important. So now I'm going to go in with my concealer in the shade Organza, And I'm going to take this in a triangle shape under my eyes. With the new concealer, a little goes such a long way. It is such a crazy good full coverage concealer. And it also has peptides and vitamin E and caffeine in it, which actually are what the ingredients are in most eye creams. So what's really cool about our concealer is not only is it giving you incredible coverage, hiding everything you got going on, look at that, isn't that amazing? But it's also very healing for your under eyes. So if you have really heavy set under eyes, or you struggle with under eye puffiness or really bad dark circles, this concealer is not only going to give you that amazing coverage, but it's also going to give you that really incredible healing property as well. Jumping all over, visiting with your mouth weird today. Let me, I'll go ahead and try a different Wi-Fi in just a second. I have multiple in this house, so let me see how, see if the other one would work better. So just give me just a few seconds. All right, so I just went back onto my Wi-Fi, so let's see if that gets any better. Yes, the sponges are going to be damp, so I wring them underneath the water before I get started, and then you wring them out till no water falls from them. That's when they're ready to use. So there you go, is all the full concealer and the stick foundation, and as you can see, you get this really, really incredible full coverage look with this without feeling like heavy, cakey, dry, anything like that. I love this coverage right here. So again, this was the stick foundation and the concealer in the shade Organza is what we did. Now I'm going to take my stick foundation in the shade Chenille, and this is my favorite way to contour. I love it because it's very soft and subtle, and you get that same really nice cream base, so it's not going to accentuate your fine lines. It's also like the perfect mixture of warmth with as far as contouring goes. So now I'm going to use the fat end of my blending bud and just kind of blend this in, just like so, in my cheekbones. And this is going to give you that really nice warmth to your skin. It's going to also give you that really structured cheek structure that is so flattering on. So I love doing it this way because you get like the most control over how deep and dark your contour goes. So I'll just kind of bounce this like this, and then I'll take the other end and you can just lighten that up. So if you ever feel like, oh gosh, I went too far or I went too dark, you can always kind of touch it up with the other end of your blending bud. Hello from Ireland. I use the concealer Organza in my, or I use the shade Organza in my concealer, and in my stick foundation, I did Lace all over and then Chenille for my contour. But right there, if you had more dry skin, and you didn't really want to set it, this would be perfectly fine. You'd be like ready to move on to your blush or whatever else you're wanting. I have oily skin, so I make sure to really set mine very well, which I'm going to do right now. But if you had more dry skin, you could totally move on to your next step. So I love this really gorgeous dewy coverage. So if you love dewy coverage, this stick foundation is the one for you. Hello, Wisconsin. I don't know how to shape my eyebrows. Can you show me? Yes, I will. As soon as we get to brows, I'll talk all about that. All right, so now to set it, like I mentioned, we're going to use the Touch Behold Translucent Setting Powder to do this. So there's only one shade of this. It's a translucent, kind of like a white powder. This is really great for highlighting. It's also really good for setting your under eye and just absorbing any of that natural oil. So if you're a similar complexion like I am, this will be a perfect product to use in place of your pressed powder. So you don't have to use multiples if you don't want to. I personally like that look, but if you're more less is more and you just want kind of like very simple soft makeup look, you can just skip that step. So that was just the Touch Behold Translucent Setting Powder. Like I said, there's no color to it, just translucent. So we used it in a technique called baking. What baking is it's essentially just using a lot of loose powder and applying it where you are oily or where you used concealer, or wherever you find that it creases or moves around a lot. So we're going to apply this all over in that area, and then I love taking my fan brush to sweep this away. Why don't you contour your forehead with the stick? I don't really like how big it gets when contouring with the stick on my forehead, so I prefer, for my personal preference, to do that with a powder. Yes, I will, definitely. All right, so now I am actually going to go in with my contour color in the powder, which is the shade Twill. So like I had just mentioned, I prefer contouring my forehead, my nose, and my jawline with a powder versus a cream. The cream is just a little bit more difficult around the jawline and around the forehead for myself because I have kind of a smaller forehead. But if you have a little bit bigger of a forehead than I do, then you can absolutely use the stick for that area. So for this, I'm just going to enhance my contour color with this. Again, it's the shade Twill in the pressed powder. And I swear by contouring with this product, it might be kind of like odd because you're like, it's a pressed powder and you're contouring or you're bronzing with it. And I really do prefer it because it's so soft and subtle and warm. And it's actually a pressed powder, so it's meant to blend. So to me, it's easier than anything else to use. So I'm just going to use this around the forehead. So it's not only going to set that area because it's a powder, it's going to absorb any oil and set that stick foundation, but it's also giving me so much warmth to my complexion, making me not look so washed out and making it look much more softer and natural on my skin. So around the jawline, and then I'll take kind of whatever's left over and just go down the sides of the nose, just like this. Ta-da! And that gives you a really, really nice, beautiful complexion without making you look washed out. Give me a nice little tanned look almost, just like that. So now what I like to do, and this step I feel like is very optional depending on what type your skin is, what kind of coverage you prefer. So before I move on, that was the pressed powder in the shade Twill that we just used to contour. So that's one of my favorite ways to do so, bronze, contour, whatever. That's my personal favorite. So now, like I was saying, this step is optional. What I like to do now is take my pressed powder and just kind of go over it everywhere with a big brush. And this is not only going to soften up my contour lines, so everything looks much more softer and blended, not so dark, not so like harsh. This is going to not only do that, but it's also going to give me a little bit extra coverage and absorb any oil, because like I said, I have oily skin. So I love topping my foundation off with a pressed powder foundation, but it's totally your call. If you want something more subtle and soft, you could skip that step. Otherwise, you can totally do that one. So totally optional, but I love just how soft it makes my makeup. I really feel like that's kind of like the secret touch to your foundation. A lot of people, when I'm giving you recommendations, are like, why'd you recommend me a stick foundation and a pressed powder foundation? I only need one foundation. Typically, you're right. But I really love the way that a pressed powder complements a liquid or a stick or a spray foundation. It's going to set it and it's going to seal it and it's going to give you that really beautiful airbrushed coverage. So yes, definitely no rules in makeup. It's all just kind of what you prefer, what you think looks best on your skin. That's it. Don't trust your face. So for eye makeup, for example, if I was doing a loose powder foundation, maybe a smoky eye, I would possibly do that before I do my foundation. But for me, I think it's just creating more work because when you're doing your eyes first, you do your eyes, then you do your foundation, then you have to re-blend all your eyeshadow. So I think it's kind of working backwards in my opinion. But just like Paige said, some people prefer it to do the other way. So I love these makeup tutorials because you can get like a new, fresh perspective on makeup. Maybe there's something that you've been doing that you're like, gosh, I just can't get my makeup right. What am I missing? So I love that you can really kind of figure out a different way to do your makeup or even to try. Oh, thank you. I'm very excited to watch it tonight. What type of foundation do you recommend for aging skin? So for that, I would either do the stick foundation or the spray foundation. I feel like those two are the best for like mature skin. Perfect, Angie, I'll message you for a color match. And that goes for anybody. If you need a recommendation on what products to use or what colors to use, just comment color match in big words in the comments and I'll message you. Can you use a bronzer for contouring? Yes, you can. I prefer the pressed powder in the shade Twill for my bronzing / contouring because I feel like it does it both all at once and I love that it's matte. Thank you. Yeah, right? That's how I am too. What foundation is good for dry skin? I like the stick foundation for dry skin. Okay, so now for blush. I actually haven't used this color in a really long time. This is the shade Surreal in our pressed blush. So when I first saw this on the website, I was like, there's no way I'm using a purple blush. I got it just to try it, and I was so pleasantly surprised. So I have it here on my blusher brush. super duper key when doing your contour and your blush. Swirl in that mirror, separate that pigment on that brush, so when you do go in with it, you're not getting like a chunk of blush right in one area. So swirl on the cap and then smile. And I like to tap my blush on. I feel like I have more control over where it's going and how much is going there. But like I said, this color is so gorgeous on. It's very shocking what color you actually get from it when you see a purple color. So this goes on more of kind of like the color of my sweater, like more of a mauve-y color. But I love it because it's really, really soft on your skin, and it gives you a really wonderful kind of like a, almost like a highlighty glow to your cheekbones, which is really flattering on. So I love this color. Again, it's the shade Surreal in the blush. So if you've been feeling like you've been using a blush color and you just look overdone, or maybe it looks too much, you're like, I just want something a little softer, this color is so perfect for that. All right, so now for my highlight, I'm going to use the Touch of the Mode Luminizer in the shade Pearly. And I'm just going to dust this on the tip and bridge of my nose. And this is going to give you that really pretty glowy touch. I love this product for doing this step because it gives you that really pretty dewy finish without making you feel like you're dewy. So if you have oily skin like I do, but you love that glowy finish, it's a really great product to kind of fake that dewiness. For my eyes, I'm going to do the Splurge Cream Shadow in the shade Unapologetic, which is a really pretty dark mauve color. Dark brick red. Not pretty, so we're going to do that color today. The blush shade was the shade Surreal. And then, like I said before, if you guys have any questions or you need me to message you, feel free to message me here on Facebook. All you have to do is tap on my face. A little description window will pop down. You'll click on my name and that will take you to my Facebook page. If you don't want to miss out on any future lives, make sure to head over to my Facebook page, which is called Rhea Hope. And make sure you like and follow the page. There are two options when you're looking at a business page here on Facebook. To like it and to follow it is the only way that you get notified for when I go live, or when I post like some awesome sales or deals or anything like that. So make sure that you head over to Rhea Hope and that you like and follow the page. You can also share the page too, which is really fun. So I so appreciate you guys doing that. There's nothing that is more important than word of mouth when you own your own business like I do. So I really appreciate you guys sharing about me and my tutorials. Yes, isn't that blush so pretty? I love how soft it is. All right, so now for brows. So eyebrows are probably one of the most intimidating steps, in my opinion, to doing makeup. I feel like it seems like it's a lot harder than it is. And another thing that's really important with your brows is what products you're using. For me, I used to use this eyebrow pencil by e.l.f. and I always looked like my eyebrows would look like caterpillars. They looked way too big. It just didn't look very good. Not natural, not anything. And I thought that it was me. It was my skill. I thought I just sucked at doing my eyebrows. And it wasn't until I got this product right here, which is the brow pencil in the shade Medium, that I was like, oh my gosh, it's not me. It's not my fault. So the product that you're using is really important. Yes, you can order from the UK. You can order from Mexico, Canada, you name it. Pretty much everywhere but South Africa. For now, is all right here, RheaHopeBeauty.com. If you go to my website right here, that's where you can shop all the makeup, all the tools, all the skincare that I talk about all the time. And it also has a love it guarantee. So if you have to return anything for any reason, you can, for your money back, which I love that. Okay, so now for brows, how to like shape them. So I saw this little tutorial, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, and it really, really helped me kind of understand how to do my brows. So what you want to do is you want to start where your tear duct is, go straight up, and that's where you know kind of where to cap off your brow, where to stop it. So I'm just going to take this and go very, very light-handedly downward towards the tear duct. Once you've done that, you're going to go from the top corner, and you're going to very light-handedly pull all the way to the arch, which should be about in the center of your eye. It's kind of like this, kind of like an angle. So like your nose, go this way. That's where you know kind of where to arch it. Now, if you don't really have a natural arch, you don't have to force it, but you can kind of like curve it a little bit. Once you get to the arch, then start taking it through the tail. You're not going to overdraw the tail whatsoever, but you are going to want to elongate it past your eye. So your eye ends here. You want to make sure that your eyebrow goes further. Once you've kind of done the top shape, then you're going to do the bottom. So again, bottom corner, and I just take this very, very light-handedly and then meet the rest of the eyebrow, just like that. So now we have kind of the shape. So now what you want to do is you just want to color in. So we all know how to color in the lines, and that's exactly what you're going to do. For this step, you can use a little bit heavier of a hand, but always, if you feel like your eyebrows are looking too dark or not looking as natural as you want them to, it all lies in hand pressure. How hard you're pushing the pencil onto your skin really, really matters. So once you've done that, we're pretty much done. Now you're going to take the spoolie side of your brow pencil, and then you just very, very light-handedly brush that through, and it's going to kind of soften and separate that color. And then you have a very nice structured brow. Now, if you do feel like you went a little too high, or doesn't look as good as you're wanting to, like this side, I feel like I wish I did it a little bit thinner. What I like to do is I'll take my concealer and littlest amount, and I'm going to take this brush right here. This is a Brow Artist brush. And I'm going to take the flat side of that. Any kind of dense one will work. Then I always take like a paper towel or whatever because I don't want too much product on there or else it'll like look too intense. Then I'm going to take that and I will just very light-handedly kind of go around that. And it's like a magic erase marker. I'll wipe up everything now and I'll just kind of pull at that. So if you ever feel like, oh no, does not look good, or I went too high or too whatever, super easy way to be able to fix it. A little concealer. And then I'll kind of go back. Make sure everything looks super blended. You gotta love a powder brush to set it, make it look super natural. There we go. Easy way to fix it. All right, so now that our brows are done, now it's time for our eyes. I'm so excited for this eye look. I used to have this color and I ran out of it, and then it took me forever to reorder it, and then I finally remembered. So I'm super excited to use our Spurge Cream Shadow in the shade Unapologetic. It's such a pretty color. So first thing I'm gonna do is use my eyeliner in the shade Perfect, and I'm going to do my waterline with this, just the top and the bottom, just to give it more of a smoky feel, and also so we don't have to work backwards, so we don't have to go and put this on afterwards. Hello from Germany. Awesome. And like I had mentioned, even if you live in Germany or the UK or wherever, you can still purchase from my website, which is RheaHopeBeauty.com, or you can type it into your web browser. If you have any trouble finding anything on the website, feel free to reach out to me here on Facebook, and I'd be so happy to help give you the direct links as well. All right. I have an eyelash that is poking me. Okay, there we go. Oops, nope. All right. Hello, light to medium skin color, ideal foundation color, and contour color would be Shopping for Friends. Letitia, message me a picture of them if you have one, and I can tell you exactly what colors to get them. But light to medium is usually the shade Lace. And a light contour would usually be the shade Voile. Okay, so now for our eyes, we're going to do the Addiction Palette 6 with the Spurge Cream Shadow. So I'm going to go in with this guy. One, I'm so stoked that this is still in stock. I can't believe it's still in stock, actually. But this is one of my favorite palettes because it has like every color you could want in an eyeshadow palette. So if you are balling on a budget and you're like, I want one palette to do it all, this palette would be the one to grab. And like I said, it's still in stock and it's on sale with the Kudos. So the Kudos this month is basically the entire website is on sale. All you have to do is add 3 products and you get 15% off. If you add 4 products, you get 20% off. And if you have 5 products, then you get 25% off. It just has to be qualifying products, meaning it can't be like 5 of these. You have to have 5 different products, excluding the new concealer and skincare. All right, so Addiction Palette 6, I'll show it to you guys. It is so pretty. I love it because it has champagne colors, it has purples, has reds, has browns, has metallic, has matte. It literally has everything. So I love that it's like a one-stop shop for your eyeshadows. All right, so we're gonna go in with the Fluffy Crease Brush, which the brushes are also included in the sale. So like you could get, the palette is 1, the Fluffy Crease Brush is 2, then the 4D mascara is 3, that's 15% off. So I love this Kudos, such a good deal. All right, so we're gonna go in first with the shade Enthralled, which is just this like matte brown. It's like a very kind of a neutral brown. We're going to take it on the fluffy crease brush. As you saw, I always swirl on the cap and then always tap off. And then we'll just kind of push this into the crease just like this. Hello from Florida. If anyone has any other questions, feel free to either comment them again or reach out to me here on Facebook. That way I can help you. All right, so now I'm going to go in again with Enthralled on the other side. But see how very light this looks on my eye? I love easing into eyeshadow colors because one, especially if you've never used it before, it's a really easy thing to be able to like overdo very fast. So always swirl, tap off. It's really going to help you. And then make sure when you're holding your brush, you're holding it towards the back. It's so important to make sure you're holding it towards the back because just like your eyebrows, when it starts to look too unnatural or too dark or too intense, guarantee you it's because you're pushing too hard and you're holding your brush too much in the front. So hold it to the back. For eyeliner, I use the Precision pencil in the shade Perfect, and I love that eyeliner one because it's only 15 bucks and actually stays where you put it. It doesn't run or give me like raccoon eyes at the end of the day. When you get the Bombshell beads, are they sold in sets of 3 or 1? So you can actually do it either or. You can buy them in sets of 1, or you can buy, she has like collections of them, which comes with multiples. And then my code for Bombshell beads is Rhea20 to save. All right, so now I'm going to take my shade Enthralled and just kind of work this in a little bit deeper, which isn't this color so pretty? That would be really pretty by itself. So Enthralled is on. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Blazing. So this one's a really fun color because it's a kind of like a darker maroon, very similar to what we're going to put all over our eye. So I'm going to take this, tap it off, and then kind of work this in the outer corner and then start to blend that in to the crease. And this is going to give our eye like some depth to our eye look. These products just as good or better than MAC makeup. So MAC makeup, I don't know if you guys knew this, but MAC makeup was actually invented to be like a stage makeup, like for like Broadway kind of idea. So it's actually like a really thick, like suffocating makeup line, which can cause breakouts, can cause discoloration to your skin, can cause so many negative things. So in my personal opinion, I think it's better than MAC. And if you're wanting that full coverage look, you can get that with the stick foundation without suffocating your skin. Our products, especially our mattifying face primer specifically, actually has ingredients in it that prevent clogging of your pores. Our liquid foundation also has a product that actually helps to produce collagen, which is helping you age backwards. So if that doesn't sell you, I don't know what will. All right, so now we're going to take Blazing, and we're just really working this in the outside corner very slowly because I don't want to overdo it. I don't want like too much of a smoky eye on a Tuesday afternoon, but I want it to look a little bit more like in depth, you know what I mean? So we're going to take that and very, like I said, slowly just build that up. All right, so now that I have that, I'm going to go in with the liner shader brush. This is one of my favorite brushes because I love that you get this like dense angled side. And we are going to take this along the lower lash line and work it towards the back. You can message me, Jess, and I can tell you more about it if you need any recommendations or have any questions. I thought I saw another question. I can't remember. What for eyebrows? I would do the brow pencil in the shade Medium. All right, I feel like I missed some questions, so if you want to comment them again, feel free. All right, so I'm going to drag this along this lower lash line just to give it that cohesive finished look. Thank you, Connie. So primer is used to prevent your makeup from seeping into fine lines, creasing, and pores. It also helps your makeup look softer and more natural on your skin because your makeup is going to just naturally go into that area of your face. So what primer does is it gives you like an even flat surface. It's like putting a table on top of your face. But I love our mattifying face primer because it actually has ingredients in it that help to blur your pores and blur your fine lines. So Yes, please. All right, so now that we have the shade Blazing and the shade Enthralled on our eyes from the Addiction Palette 6, now we're going to go in with the star of the show. And we're going to go in with this one, which is the Splurge Cream Shadow in the shade Unapologetic. It's this really, really pretty kind of a brick red. So gorgeous for fall. I'm going to take it on top of my cream shadow brush and start to work this on top of my eyelid. So I'm going to go in first with this, and I might tap it a little bit with my finger just to enhance the color ever so slightly, but I prefer going in with the brush first because it's going to be kind of more precise on where it's going. And with a darker color like this, I think that's important. Are your earrings on Like to Know It? These ones, these little lightning bolts, are from Vici Dolls like 2 years ago, but this one I do have linked on my Like to Know It. Aw, thank you, Karina. Thank you, guys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of tap this on, just like so. So now that I have that color pretty much on, now I'm going to go in immediately in with my fluffy crease brush and start to very light-handedly work this up into the crease just to soften it. Yes, Janice, I plan on doing a try-on with some Pink Lily Pink Lily sweaters on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you do. My name there is Rhea Hope. All right, so now I'm just going back and forth with this crease because I want it to look very soft and blended. See how that instantly just made it look like it kind of fades into the crease? Super easy. Not pretty? Perfect fall look. All right, so now I'm going to go in with this one. Unapologetic of the Splurge Cream Shadows, which are also part of the sale, you guys. So like I said before, if you order 3 products, you get 15% off. If you order 4 products, you get 20% off. And if you order 5 products, you get 25% off. It is easy when you practice and when you use the same products and tools. Also, I really, really do feel like the hand pressure thing, I think that took me the longest to figure out about makeup, is how hard you're pushing on your skin really does matter. So it kind of takes practice on like knowing how hard to push. Where you can wear any color. Aw, thanks, Kelly. Where'd you get your sweater? I'll go ahead and link my outfit on my Instagram stories today. So make sure to head over to Insta. Or you can always follow me on Like to Know It, which is a free app. It's basically how to shop my closet and home decor. What's the name of the last shadow you just put on? This was the Splurge Cream Shadow in the shade Unapologetic. And the other colors that I have on are from the Addiction Palette 6, which are Blazing and Enthralled. All right, so this, we're just going to work this back and forth into the crease. Another thing, too, that's really important, so random, but I really think it does help, is this mirror right here. This is from Fancy. It's called the Gala one. I love it because it has a super bright, like, LED light, so you get really natural-looking light on your skin, almost like a ring light. Also has a magnification, which you can pop out. Has a bunch of storage, but the height and the way that this mirror is angled really, really helps get like precise application of your mascara and your eyeshadow. Because of the way like it's angled, it's kind of forcing me to tilt my head back, which otherwise I probably would have like, I don't know, it's almost like confusing. So I swear by this mirror, which if you want the link to it, just go to Fancy's website and you can use the code RHEA15 to save on it. But it's actually a really affordable mirror. They also make for the best Christmas presents, Let me tell ya. All right, so we're almost done. I'm just going to make sure it all looks super soft and blended before we put on our mascara. Because there's nothing worse than having to go back after your long lashes are on. All right, so now I'm going to use my crease brush. And I'm going to go back into the Addiction Palette 6, which I did Blazing and Enthralled so far. And now I'm going to take this color right here, which is the shade Lofty. And I'm going to take my crease brush, tap that in there, and just tap this on the inner corner. And this is going to give you that really pretty, like, illuminated look. See how it just kind of, like, makes it pop? Just like that. Yes, the new concealer is not included in the sale. But honestly, it's worth every stinking penny. If you guys haven't watched the beginning of this tutorial, I used our new concealer on my under eyes, you guys, and it's amazing. It has caffeine in it, which gives you like an instant eye lift, and it's so healing for your under eyes because it has caffeine and incredible peptides in it that help with healing dark circles and puffy under eyes. So if you struggle with any of that, you need the new concealer, I'm telling you. All right, so now that we're done with our eyes, what I always like to do is I like to take my empty brush and just sweep underneath. And then here's another little trick. Take your blending bud, which is damp and which has foundation on it from when we put on our stick foundation, and you're going to very firmly, this is like the only time I'll actually tell you to be firm, and bounce this off your under eye. This is going to like kind of scoop up any eyeshadow that may have fallen, but it's also going to soften this outside corner, just like that. Ta-da! All right, so now we're going to set our makeup using the setting spray, which is so important with your powders, foundations, contours, things like that, because it's going to add a little bit of moisture into your foundations, which helps them to look more natural, more softer, and it prevents transferring, so perfect if you have to wear a face mask. It also is perfect for using before and after your primer, which is what like my secret pre-makeup routine is. So I wash my face, I put on my eye cream, I sometimes use my rose water if my skin is feeling dry, and then I'll go in with my Touch Bold setting spray. I'll spray this all over my face, and then I'll go in with my mattifying face primer, which is what I was telling you guys about, that helps to blur fine lines and pores. And then I'll go in again with my setting spray. So that's what I put on before I put on any makeup, and I really swear that it really, really helps make your makeup look even more fuller coverage. So foundation is done, face is done, now it's time for our eyes. So I'm gonna go in with the lash primer, which this is an incredible product for hydrating your lashes, helping them to get that really gorgeous natural curl and giving you even more length. Just like it's a crime not to prime your face, same goes for your lashes. So it just assists with giving you the best, longest, luscious lashes ever. All right, so lash primer's on. Now I'm gonna go in with a brand new Twisted mascara. This is hands down my favorite mascara I've ever used. Like not just with Younique, but like ever. With any brand ever. One, it has biotin, keratin, and argan oil infused in it, so it's helping your lashes to grow while you're wearing it, but it also has these really like dainty, spiky little things on there. Technical terms with Rhea, that help with amazing separation of your lashes. This is like finally the first mascara I've never, ever, ever experienced clumpiness with. And I love that it's buildable. Gives you amazing length and volume, but you ready for the best part, you guys? The best part is, comes with this teeny tiny little wand, which is perfect for getting those hard to reach lashes, or if your lashes are not that long yet, because they're gonna get long from wearing this stuff, it's perfect for reaching those hard to reach lashes. It's also perfect for the bottom lash line, which if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know I never used to put mascara on the bottom lash line because I hate when it transfers onto your face. This does not. Finally. So good. So again, it's going to be right here. RheaHopeBeauty.com is where you can find this mascara. It's called the Twisted Mascara. It's not included in the sale because it's brand spanking new and it's worth every penny. I've actually been on the same tube since it launched, and it's been about 3 months, so it lasts for a really long time. I actually had it before it launched, actually, so it's lasted even longer. So base of the lash all the way up. I always do the back side of my lashes as well, and then I'll go in with the teeny tiny little wand. You guys, I love this little one. I like to go at the base to give it like some, like the thickness up here of your lashes. I love to graze it along the back. It's perfect for like separating too if you need it. And then bottom lash line. It's perfect. Oh, so good. All right, and I do, because I love some bougie lashes, I love to top it with our 4D. The 4D mascara actually has fibers infused in it, so you get really full, long lashes. So I love topping it together because you get like these really dramatic lashes, which I love. All right, so our lashes are done. Now time for our lips. So I'm actually going to use this lip product. This is from, not from Younique actually. It's the shade Incognito, which you can message me. I give you the link to it. So I'm going to go in with this and line my lips with it. I love a good nude lip liner. And I love to overdraw just in the center. Okay. All right. Now that we have our lip liner on, now I'm going to go with my liquid lipstick in the shade Subtle. And I'm going to pop this on all over. And this is like the same color as that lip liner. But I love, 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 love these liquid lipsticks because they're matte, they're creamy without being drying or pulling. So they are so perfect. I'm going to take my finger and really work this in. Isn't that pretty? Just like a really soft nude. So that was the liquid lipstick in the shade Subtle, which is in stock. Which again, everything that I used is right here. RheaHopeBeauty.com is where you can find all of the makeup minus a lip liner. Message me and I give you the link to the lip liner. But yes, Subtle is one of my favorite liquid lipsticks too, because look how just soft and pretty that is. My eyes, I use the Splurge Cream Shadow in the shade Unapologetic in combination with the Addiction Palette 6, which if you bought both of these, add one more thing like the mascara, like the 4D, and you can get 15% off. All right, so I'm gonna top my lipstick with this lip gloss, which is in the shade Sugar Sugar, just for kind of a hydrated, fun look. Just like that. And we're done. Isn't that a pretty makeup look? I love these like deep fall colors for your eyes. So as a recap, we did the stick foundation in the shade Lace all over. I did the brand new concealer in the shade Organza. Excuse me. Pressed powder all over. We did the setting powder. For contour, we did the stick foundation in the shade Chenille, topped it with the pressed powder in Twill. I'll go ahead and give you guys the full product list on my page right here, RheaHopeBeauty.com. If you go there and then you type in Rhea Hope under the looks tab, you can actually see the full product list. If you guys need to be color matched or need any help, just comment color match in the comments and I'll be sure to give you a full recommendation. Feel free to reach out to me here on Facebook. Tap on my face, a little description window will pop down, click on my name. It'll take you to my Facebook, and that way you can message me there. Make sure you like and follow my business page, which is called Rhea Hope here on Facebook, so that way you get alerted to the next time I go live. I'm actually going to be hopping on here in about, I don't know, a few minutes to do, like 5-10 minutes to do my hair. I'm going to curl my hair with the Larev flat iron, which is one of my favorite hot tools. So let me know if you guys have any questions, if you need any recommendations. I would be so happy to help you. Make makeup and look for products. Awesome. So make sure you're shopping right here, RheaHopeBeauty.com. The liquid lipstick I used today in the shade Subtle is in stock under my website, RheaHopeBeauty.com. So I hope you guys tune back in a few minutes. And for the lip gloss and the lip liner, those are not on my website. You'll have to message me for the link to those. But everything else is listed, RheaHopeBeauty.com. All right, guys, I love you. I'll see you in a little bit. Bye.